Alright, drawing guide. Drawings individual level the frames created with the draw toolbar, while single member drawings are created with a selected member of the right click menu. Alternatively, drawings can be created in Viva Drawing Management. Draw toolbar contains the following commands. Button and description. Edit opens with the model setting dialog. Add with the drawing page. See drawing settings. Drawing management. Open with dialog generation layout with multiple drawings. Single drawing sheet. Dialog can be used to manage drawing revisions. Scheduled management. Open the dialog. Generates a schedule with the drawing sheet. The dialog can be used to manage schedule revisions. Beam schedule. Open the dialog. Figures with the create with a beam schedule. Concrete member schedule. See that. Column schedules. Open dialog. Configuration. Create with the column scheme. See concrete member schedules. Wall schedule. Open dialog. Configuration. Create wall schedules. Create concrete member schedules. General arrangement. Open the dialog. Figure with create with the general arrangement. Drawing. See planning your drawings. Beam end forces. Open the dialog. Figure with create with the beam end force drawing. See planning your drawings. Column line. Splice loads. Open the dialog. Figure with create with the column splice load drawing. Planning your drawings. Foundation reactions. Dialog. Figure with the create with the foundation reactions. See planning your drawings. Load plan. Open dialog viewer, then create with a load plan drawing. See plan your drawing. Split slab map detailing. Open dialog viewer, then create with slab map detail drawing. See plan your drawings. Foundation layout. Open dialog viewer, then create with the foundation layout. See drawing foundations. Overview of drawings. Tekla structure has 5 main drawing categories, each containing the number of drawing variants. See the table below. Each variant is number with the drawing option available to further configure the drawing appearance. Each variant contains a set number of drawing layers, switch on and off that require whether each layer is on or control the layer configuration that is selected. You can either use the default layer configuration or add your own. The appearance of each layer, color, line set, font is controlled with the layer style. Again, you'll either use the default layer styles add on your own. Drawing option, drawing layer styles are also managed in drawing settings. Drawing variants, category, drawing variant description. Category planar drawing variant, general image, GA, 2D level and frames, foundation planar drawing, foundation reactions, GA also contains general arrangement that contains support reactions to assist foundation design. Planar drawings load plan, general arrangement that also contains applied loads on a selected load case. Beam enforcement, general arrangement that also contains force at end of the steel beams to assist with the steel connection design. Planar drawings, column splice loads, frame drawing arrangement that also contains splice loads to splice location steel columns to assist in steel connection design. Member details, concrete beam, detail beam reinforcement elevation section for each of the span reinforcement quantity. Table optional can be included. Member details, concrete column, detail column reinforcement elevation in section reinforcement quantity table can be optional included. Member details, concrete wall, detail wall enforcement elevation section reinforcement quantity table can be optional and included. Member details non-concrete beam, detail individual details non-concrete beams, member details non-concrete column, detail individual details non-concrete columns, concrete member schedules, concrete beam schedule, tabular data required, created by building floor by selected beams, information shown on the schedule based on design groups, concrete member schedules, concrete column schedule table contains cross-section of each of the stack for the selected column reinforcement quantity table is optional included, concrete member schedules, concrete wall schedule table containing cross-section for each of the stack of selected walls, reinforcement quantity table optional included. Slab and mat layout, slab panel punching shear, reinforcement required quantity table, the reinforcement displayed with detailed allowance of added optional included. Punching check detail, punching shear reinforcement details, individual punching check locations, foundation, isolated foundation detail, individual foundation detail plans, options to show the detailed cross-section reinforcement quantities table, foundation layout, general arrangement, foundation level showing isolated P layouts and mats, isolated detailed reinforcement quantity tables, isolated function schedule, optionally be included. Drawing settings. How to apply manage drawing setting. Modify the drawing setting with the current project. Click draw, edit. Alternatively, you can use home model settings, drawings, review, editing settings as required. Change any of the settings. Click OK to apply with the change to directly the current project. Save the changes back to active setting to active with the detail for the future projects, or cancel the change. Cancel all the changes. You can also click load to revert the drawing settings, specify the active settings. Activate settings. To modify the drawing setting by default for the future project, click Home Settings and Setting Sets page of the dialog. Select settings to be updated. You can update any of the settings simply by selecting the drop list and does not need to be activated in the drawing page of the dialog. Review edit settings as required. If changes to any of the settings, click OK. Save changes selected settings as default. Future projects when active, cancel to cancel any changes. Export per references. This page is only displayed when the drawing settings are exported with the settings dialog with the home toolbar. Drawing variant, use the drop list, selecting drawing variant to be configured. Minimum text block spacing value, entered here is adjusted for the distance between independent drawing blocks. Caution should be applied when adjusting the value. If it's too large, the text label is displayed away from the objects in which they refer. Scale controls the scale of the drawing. How to add a new drawing scale. The drawing scale you want to use the not listed with the new scales file. Click Home Settings, Draw Page Settings set to be added from the drop-down list. Enter scale required. Click Add New Scale. Show the available scale list able and will apply to all projects with the using settings set. And click OK. Layer configuration. Layer configuration controls layers displayed with the drawing created. Several of the default layer configurations have been preloaded setting sets. They can be modified modified if required from the settings dialog box. Alternatively, the only way to change layer configuration in the current project, this can be done by drawing edit. When editing layer configuration via either above the methods, you should first select the main category of the left side of the dialog following the fields of the display of the drawing variant. The drop list, select the drawing variant to be configured. Available configuration of the display, but depending on the drawing variant, select the add a new configuration set with the layer accordingly. Alternatively, add copy in order to copy the existing configuration, modify with the suit with your particular requirements. Active configuration name, have selected one of the available configuration, edit with the name if required. Active configuration layers, have selected one of the available configurations. You can proceed with the specify with layers to have it to be displayed if the drawing is created. If you accidentally edit layer configuration current project by clicking drawing edit, you consider saving the change of the settings set. Then you can apply it to other projects also. How to add, modify, copy, remove the layer configuration, draw, edit. The option opens modeling setting drawing page, expand layer configuration page, select drawing category subpage, planning your drawings, member details, member schedules. From drop down list, choose the drawing variant required, then add the new configuration, click enter for the name of the new layer configuration, select clear and layers as required, click OK. Modify existing configuration, select available configuration, modified, select clear, layers as required, click OK. Copy the existing configuration, select available configuration, copy from copy, enter name, new layer configuration, select clear and layers as required, click OK. Remove the existing configuration, select available configuration to be removed, click remove and click OK. Layer styles. In order to control how a drawing is displayed, line types, fonts, colors, and etc. will need to apply with the drawing style. So the default layer styles have been preloaded setting sets. They can be modified with the required setting dialog. Alternatively, if you only want to change the layer style of the current project, can be done with a draw edit. When editing layer style, either above methods, you select the first of the main drawing category left side of the dialog box filing field 7 to display drawing variant. Use the drop list, select the drawing variant to be configured. Available styles display, but depending on the drawing variant selected, you can add the new style setup in the layer within it accordingly. Alternatively, you can add and copy in order to copy existing styles, modify it to suit your requirements. Active style name, having selected one of the available styles, you can edit the name if required. Active styles layers, having selected one of the available styles, you can then proceed to specify the appearance of layers within the drawing is created. How to add and modify, copy to remove the drawing style, draw and edit with the open the model settings, and with the drawing page, expand layer styles page, selecting drawing category, subpage, planning your drawings, member details, member schedules. From the drop-down list of the drawing variant required, then add new style, click add, enter a name in a new drawing style, configure the color, line type fonts, each of the layers as required, click OK, modify existing style, select available styles to modify color, line type fonts as required, click OK, to copy the existing style, select available style, copy from click copy, enter the name of the new drawing style, modify the color, line types, and fonts as required, click OK, to remove the existing style, select the available style to be removed, click OK, click remove, and click OK. Drawing options. You must expand the options page, select the subpage individual drawing variant in order to see the applicable option, particular variant options, planar, after selecting the appropriate planar drawing subpage, general arrangement, foundation, reactions, load plan, slab, mat, detail, beam, end forces of the menu tab. Configure options as required. General home tab hatching. Show columns walls above the level as hatch. As hatch columns walls continue to the current level. Show transfer column walls as crosshatch. Select crosshatch. Transfer column walls. Reaction values. Find reactions beam end force variations. Only current load values. Values display with load case combination. Currently selected load drop down list. Maximum minimum values load case combination. Maximum values display with each load case combination. Maximum absolute value with load case combination. Max absolute value display each load case combination. Force momentum foundation reaction beam end force variance. Okay, only factor by the current drawing variant of the value display with the force amount with specified with the factor can be applied to force moments with the displayed if required. Moments of value, shear value, shear force value, axial force value, foundation reaction beam end force variance. For only none values are not displayed. Only greater than moment of forces are only displayed with the absolute values greater than the value specified. All values are always displayed even if zero. Include reaction values beam end force variant only. Include coincident forces beam end forces created with the load envelope option with a selected further option presented allowing you to choose maximum minimum values coincident forces to display. Beam tab. Group beam labeling. Two options apply with the beam tab of the design using groups. Use detail group name. Detail group name clear to view the design group name and label. Include beam name. Select and include the beam name label. The group members beam label position. Above, inside, and below. Select the beam label in relation to the beam. The beam attribute with the beam side with the parentheses. Select check the place brackets around the beam side with the labels. Camber appended with the camber section. Display with the amount of camber specified on the steel beam. Camber prefix specified with the camber prefix used in the label. Composite property stud separated with the composite beam numbers of the studs displays inside of the chosen separator. Column tabs. Group column labeling. Two options only apply with the column tab of the design. Using groups. Use the detail group name. Select use the detailed group name. Clear with the design group name. Label include with the column name. Select with include column name. Label the group name. Columns. Column labeling. Position column side with the include with the right of the label on the line of the below the label column. Attributed show with the column side with the parentheses column place bracket around the column size and label. Steel columns 2 times the scale of the steel columns to draw steel columns double the drawing scale. Wall tab. Wall labeling position above the inside below. Select location wall label in relation to the wall. Wall attributed show wall size parentheses place brackets around wall size and label. Slab mats and panel loading. Shows panel references, panel thickness and border. Panel span, direction span. Include panel reference. Include slab panel reference in the panel label. Include panel thickness. Include slab panel thickness and label. Include the surface offset, if not zero. Not include any solid offset that has been applied to slab panel on the label. Include border around label. Select checklist and add border to around label. Apply line label to panel and reinforcement. Select check by with the align label to the slab panel. Select panel direction. Select the label is displayed below left. When cleared, label is displayed below left. Slab mat geometry. Include panel span direction symbol. Select the item. Select include symbol. Pan symbol. Direction symbol. Load tools. Load plan variant only. Display size width. UDL. VDL. Load plans. Each of the load types are drawn with a hatch rectangle fixture for the wind with the drawn and the plan setting controls width. Height with a line. UDL. VDL. Loads with the elevation. Each of the load type of the drawn with a hatch rectangle with a fixed height with the drawn with the elevation setting with the control height point load marker size. Setting control with the drawing side with the point loads. Options show the dimension panel loads. Include with the dimension panel loads. Include the dimension reference point. Include the dimension selected into. Include with the dimension panel load with the reference points where you to set them out. Show the dimension of the member board. Select include with the dimension of member loads. Option member detail. There you the further control of the appearance of the different drawing categories. Beam detail of the setting. Use the control of the content of the beam detail drawing group beam team tab. Group beam tabs show the group beam member. Provide with the beam with the model with the brain for the detail and group. Check with the option of detail group to be used with the member label instead of the beam reference. Detail and group that have not been used with the option has no effect. The beam reference is always used with the member label. Levels tab shows span levels. Show with the span level. The elevation cross section tab. Span show the cross section display with the drop down list none. First span multi span beams cross section not shown in the second and subsequent spans all spans. Position cross section display cross wherever they are positioned. Drop a list span only support span. Bar annotation cross section annotation drop list none. Standard I structure E. Display bars standard I structure E. Annotation under the option display bar marks in the cross section labels. Show slab lines and section. Display slab line sections as shown. Options clear but the slab lines is not displayed. Bars label tab shows bars in elevation, included with the bars marked with the label the elevation. This will also display with the cross-section display bar option as checked. Options clear bar marks are not displayed with the cross-section, irrespectively cross-section display bar marks option. Show steel bar layer information, show steel bar layer information, bar 1, bar 2, T1, B1, B2, T1, T2, etc. Dimension tab laps. Where laps exist, there is either dimension, non-dimension of the dimension, replaced with the standard label TL according to drop-down list, and anchorage lengths. Anchorage lengths are required to either dimensional and non-dimensional dimension replaced by the standard label according to drop-down list. AL axes are either shown not shown above the beam with the dimension and shown below the beam with the dimension. Additional bottom span bar position dimension. Optional 2 second span bars have an unemployed can be dimension with the face of the swirl by checking this option. Support region length. Different stroke regions have an unemployed along with the beam span with length of the support region, the dimension, elevation. Check the option first and last stroke. Select with the add dimension face support with the first and last stirrups. Support column and clear span. Select add dimension showing the width of each of the supporting column and clear beam span supports. Beam section. Select dimension, beam depth and width for the cross section, slab beams and sections. Dimension. Select the dimensions, depth of the cross section. Quantity tabs show reinforcement quantity tables. Select the checkbox for the include reinforcement quantity tables on the drawing. Beam detail style. This settings either the style of the beam detail drawings. Beam layout. Beam labels tab. Print beam labels below the details show the beam label certainly below each span, clearly labeled in position immediately above each span. Underline beam label. Select underline beam label on the elevation. Label every span on the multi-beam beams. Select to repeat the beam level below the detail every beam span. Cross-section tab selection. Section label style. Retrieve the labeling name style with apply with the cross-section drop list. Restart with the section label in each beam line. Multiple beam line with the display with the same drawing sheet with the check box. Restart section line each of the line. Add beam name as prefix section label. See prefix each section label the beam name. Longitudinal bars tab. Draw bar group cell. Same elevated layer with a different level to select the draw with the bars displays vertically, although they are the same elevated layer that enhance the display. Display elevated bobs in the same position. Shift the select with the draw bars to display vertically that they bent in the same position to enhance the display. Display only a single sidebar in detail. Multiply all sidebars are required each face with the option selected only a single sidebar draw full length. When required, all sidebars are drawing full length. Stirrups and link tabs. Draw stirrup and links. Stirrup labels in line. Select to show stirrup labels in line of elevation. When clear, the labels are drawn above the line. Print stirrup labels inside beams. Select to show the stirrup labels inside of the beam. Clear to show below the beam. Stirrup label the distance from the bottom of the edge. Stirrup label the position inside of the beam and the setting of the U with the control of the vertical position. Dimension tab. Draw the lap dimension outside of the detail. So the draw lap the dimension outside of the detail. Lap anchorage round increment the option. Control of the round increment of lap the anchorage dimension column detail content. This setting you with the control of the content column detail drawing column group column tabs. Show the group column number. Set like the display column groups level tab, show level, select labeled to construction level, the construction tab, show section, show the cross section through each stack by annotation cross section and annotation of the drop list on standard eye structure. Display bar mark standard eye structure annotation. You have the option display bar markers in the cross section. Label the dimension tab laps where laps exist with either dimension and non-dimension. Give it a chain of lap according to the drop listing section. Support region length. Select the dimension. Support region elevation. Select levels. Add dimension between level the grid line offset. Select add dimension with the grid column face of the elevation connection element at clear height. Select add dimension connection element at clear heights column section. Select add column dimensions in the section. Column detail style with the setting of the U with the control style with the column detail column label tiles underline column label. Select the underline column label on the elevation cross section tab selection label tile. Choose the label style with apply with the cross section of the drop down list. Restart the section label in each column line. Multiple column lines are displayed in the same drawing sheet. So select the checkbox for the restart of the section labels for each column. Add column name label from the prefix section label. Select the prefix each section label with a column name. Longitudinal bar name. Show hidden bars ends. So select the show hidden bar ends title ties and link tabs. Draw ties and tie labels in. Select show tie labels in on elevation as below left and level clear display of the line below the right. Dimension tab lap dimension round increment with the option control of rounding increment to lap dimensions. Well detailed content setting with the U with control of the content well detail Drawings, level tab, show level, select label, control the construction level, the construction tab, show section, show the cross section through each stack. By annotation, choose the cross section annotation from the drop down list on standard eye stroke with the display of the bar marks. Standard eye stroke annotation, you have the option to display bar marks in the cross section tab labels, dimension tab, laps, where laps exhibit either dimension, not dimension given in the standard label according to drop down list section. Support region length, select the dimension, support the region on the elevation level, select the dimension between the level, the grid line, offset of the add the dimension, the grid over the column face of the elevation connecting elements, clear height, select the adding dimension connecting elements, clear heights, wall section, select add wall dimensions on the section, wall detail and style of the setting, even to control the style of the wall detail, drawings, wall, label tab, underlying wall panel, select underlying wall label on the elevation cross section table, select label style, choose label style, apply with the cross section from the drop down list, add wall name to the prefix of section label, select the prefix each section labeled within the wall name. Don't label typical panel bars. While select the typical bars are not labeled in the cross section. Where when cleared, every bar is labeled. Horizontal vertical bar tab show hidden bars and select show hidden bars and horizontal bar tab ties links and tab draw tie bars lines. Shows tie labs and line elevation as below on the left, cleared to display above the line below the right. Dimension tab, lap dimension round increment option is use control of the round incremental lap dimensions option member schedule, the beam schedule option setting use control of the beam with the concrete beam schedule general tab text item select item list for the text label to apply with into the schedule text if you require edit text display with the schedule with selected item column select column front format choose whether the display with the width of the beam the height of the first of the side of the column use the single column size for the display with the width and height of the single column use single column with the bottom bars check with the display with the bottom bar for the single column omit with the top of the middle bar for the check with the omit with the top of the middle bar for the schedule use sign column for stirrups the display with the stirrup with the single column show the only design group and check with the display with the design group name and the mark column bar key tab reference every reference will potentially appear on the bar banding detail tab it listed with the hover the cursor over the reference of the sheet of the bar with the associated num the U with the custom num select with the checkbox against the reference order to apply with the custom name and any text entered them to replace the original reference of the bar banding detail table. Column schedule option, the settings of the U with the control of the concrete column schedule, the general show group column, select show with the column groups, include starter bars, set include starter bars, show and reinforcement quantity tables, so include with the quantity tables, cross section bar and annotation, choose the cross section annotation from the drop down list standard eye stroke with the display bars, show the display bar marks, cross section label, show outline stack below, show the outline stack below, display column section, select add column dimensions of the section dimension level, select add dimension between the level of the wall schedule options. These settings are either the control of the content control wall schedule, general include starter bar, select include starter bars, show the reinforcement quantity tables, select include with the quantity tables cross section, bar annotation, show the cross section annotation from the drop down list standard eye stroke for the display bar marks, show the display bar marks for the cross section label, show outline with the panel below, select the show of the outline and panel below dimension wall section, select add wall dimension on the section dimension level, select add dimension between the levels option slabs and mats, layout slab the mat tab panel labeled panel reference panel thickness and border panel span direction symbol include panel reference include with the slab panel reference in the label include panel thickness slab include the slab panel thickness in the label include surface offset but it's not zero but include surface offset but have it apply with the slab panel in the label include border around label check if they add with the border around the label a line label the panel reinforcement check with the see if the line with label the slab panel span direction when checked label is displayed below the left. When cleared, the label is displayed below the left. Slab mat geometry include panels span direction symbol select included symbol pan span direction symbol reinforcement display. Alright, extend loose bar panel reinforcement lines across full panel. Leave the option clearly display the loose bar reinforcement above the otherwise bars drawn across the entire plane. Reinforcement labeling always show the main bar layer with a rectangular mesh. If the mesh is not square, method is not practical. Just to main bars out of the layer with no text for the required of the drawing. The situation, however, the weather it's not indicated with the drawing by adding a B2 if bottom mesh and T2 for the top mesh line with the main bar direction. Anchorage round increment specified round value applied with the anchorage anchorage level length. If the square mesh, if it does not have the same side with the spacing bar with both directions, apply with the square mesh symbol with the indicative of the show bar, so they equally spaced in both direction mesh with the square mesh, but if it does not have the same side with the spacing of the bars in both direction, rectangular mesh symbols use to indicate the show bars both direction when closing spacing for the more than closed space bars in the mesh. Patch tabs. General show patch that has no reinforcement patch have no reinforcement specified truth not to show within the drawing clearing in this option. Anchorage length. Given the option of the entire draw of the bars in full anchorage length with the draw of the curtail with the indicative anchorage length instead. Punching shear tab. Show punching reinforcement details include the detail side of the layout showing the punching shear of the reinforcement provided. Do not show area of the steel requirement whether the rails are designed. When checked, the area of steel requirement shown on the punching checking items whether they're not provided. Walls and columns drops but not shown elsewhere. When cleared, area of the steel requirement is shown on the punching check items. Hide punching reinforcement on the main layout. Select hide punch reinforcement main layout. It shall be shown in the detail provided above the show punching reinforcement detail is checked. Punching check detail content settings or even the content of the beam detail drawings. Dimension tab show columns of the first stud spacing. Select add dimension column face for the first stud. Show stud spacing. Add dimension showing the stud spacing along the rail. Show rail spacing. Select add dimension showing the rail spacing. Include schematic showing the stud dimension. Add schematic showing the stud width and height above the rail. Quantity show reinforcement quantity tabs. Include reinforcement quantity tabs on the drawing. Punching checklist. Check detail style. Check the settings or even control style with the beam detail drawings. Alright, general tab, show columns as hatch, select hatch for the column, underline punching check label, select underline punching check label on the detail options, foundation layout, slab match tab, panel layout, panel labeling, panel reference, panel thickness border, panel span direction symbol, include panel reference, include slab panel reference and label, include panel thickness, include slab panel thickness and label, include surface offset with a no zero, include surface offset with applied slab panel and label, include border around the label, check for the add the border around the label, the line panel, the reinforcement, check the line of the label, the slab panel, span direction, check for the label displayed first below left, check clear the label displayed below left. Slab mat geometry, include panel span direction symbol, select include symbol of pan span direction symbol of mat, show pile location table, include the table shown in the pile location, show pile reference, show the pile reference in the layout, isolated foundation tab, drawing content, show pile type name, select include pile type names, foot attributed to display each pile cap on the layout, show foundation details, select include pad trip base, pile cap details side with the layout, showing the design reinforcement, showing reinforcement quantity tables, include reinforcement quantity tables for pad trip bases, pile cap shown on layout, show pad trip base schedule, include reinforcement schedule, pad trip bases on the layout, show pile cap schedule, include reinforcement schedule, pile caps on the layout, show allowable pile capacities, include allowable pile capacity table on the piles under pile caps. Layout dimension on plan, show overall dimension, select and include overall dimension, pad strip bases, pile caps on the layout, show pile spacing, select include pile cap spacing dimension on the layout, group foundation labeling, include foundation name, select include pad strip, pile cap name, footing marking, group footings on the layout, label position above the below, control footing marking, attributed display of isolated foundation on the layout, isolated foundation detail content settings, view the control of the content based detailed drawings, group foundation, show the number of foundations in the group, display with the number of the base piles and caps, group section position, show the none, choose none to exclude, choose length for the lengthwise section, length and width to display with the cross section in both directions, pile label, show pile type name, include the pile type name in the label, dimension, show overall dimensions, and select include overall dimension, base pile cap dimension, show overall dimension, include the dimension column wall being supported, or dimension, show pile spacing, pile cap, select with the checkbox for the included dimension with the center to center each of the pile quantities, show the reinforcement quantity table, show the reinforcement quantity table of the base, isolation foundation detail style, setting even the controller style of the column detail drawing, show the supported member that has such hatch columns, walls are supported on base pile cap, generally underline the foundation label, the underlying foundation label on the detail, cross section label the tile, label style with applied with the cross section for the drop list, cross section reshow the label each of the foundation multiple foundation included with the same drawing. Check the name of the option code with the labeling. Reach out at the beginning on each section. Plan your drawing. The following drawing variants for the following this category: general arrangement drawing showing the members layout with the 2D layouts and frames. Beam end forces drawing that are similar to general arrangements displayed with the force end seal frames for the purpose of connecting design. Column splice load drawings should be created with a frame view and then ordered display with the splice loads with the splice location with the seal columns. Foundation reaction drawing include the support reaction for the foundation design. Load plan drawings should be applied with loads of the individual load cases. Prior to creating any of the drawings, you should ensure that the option planning your drawings have the view to meet your requirements. How do I create a general arrangement drawing? Open a 2D scene with a view of the display with the part of the model to include with the drawing, for example, the particular construction level, the frame or slope plane. Click Draw, General Arrangements. The above buttons only available the current view and the display in the 2D with the buttons dim. Check with it if it's not in structural view and in 2D scene displayed in 3D. If the DX Export Preference dialog box, choose the layer configuration, layer style required, specify the drawing size. If required, minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between the independent lines of the text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter for the new name directly. Click OK. How do I create a beam end force drawing? Beam end force drawings are typically created with the assist. Connections on steel structure of the force are not relevant to concrete structure, therefore they do not display concrete beams. 2D result of the displaying with the part of the model include with the drawing, for example, the particular cross-section level, the frame and slope plane. From the loading drop list, select the load case combination display with the draw beam end force as the above button is only available with the current value view displayed in 2D with the buttons grayed out. Check if it is not structure view or in 2D scene view displayed in 3D. And the DX Export Preference dialog box, choose the layer configuration, layer style required, specify the drawing scale. If required, with the minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between independent lines of text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter the name directly. How do I create with the column splice loading drawings? Column splice drawings are typically created with a specific connection, design and steel structure for the force are not relevant. Contact structure for the frame of the view containing steel frame of which you want to see with the column splice load. Status bar on the click result view. Click from load drop down list load case combination to be displayed. Click draw column splice splice loads. The above of the button is only available the current view to 2D and is being grayed out. The check for the you're not in structure view and the 2D scene view, the 3D with the N3D Export Preference dialog. Use layer configuration, layer style required. Specify the drawing scale. If required, modify the minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between independent lines of text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter the name directly. Click OK. How do I create a foundation reaction drawing on 2D result view with the display of the part of the name that to be included in the drawing? Typically, the base construction level with the load drop down list load case combination will display. Draw with the foundation reactions. The above button is only available the current view to display when the 2D button is grayed out. There, check that it's not structural view or in 2D scene view to display in 3D. In the DX Export Preference dialog, choose the layer configuration, layer style with the required specify the drawing style. Require the modified minimum text box spacing. It adjusts the distance of the independent line of text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter the name of the direction, click OK. How do I create a load plan drawing on 2D scene with the displaying with the part of the drawing, include with the drawing, for example, the particular construction level, the frame or slope plane. From the load drop down list, select load case display with the click drawing load plan. The above buttons available the current view with the 2D with the button with grayed out. Check for the there's not in the structure view in the 2D scene of the view is displayed in 3D Export Preference dialog box, layer configuration, layer style required. Select specify the drawing scale. If required, minimum text box text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between the independent line of text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter the name directly, click OK. DXF Export Preference dialog box, specify for the drawing location control both the content and the appearance. Use the automatic file name. Leave the box check in order to create the drawing automatically generate file with the name of the same of the folder. Uncheck with the specify the alternate file name and the location. Layer configuration drop list is used to specify the layers that include with the DXF layer style. The layer style drop list is specify the appearance of the text lines in the included layers. Scale with the control of the scale of the drawing. Minimum text box spacing. Minimum text box spacing is used to order to adjust the distance between the independent blocks. Caution should be applied with adjusting the value is set to the large text label displayed away. Can be displaced away from the objects to which they refer. Remember, detail of the following drawing variants of fall into the category concrete beam detail drawing displayed beam reinforcement elevation section each for the span with the reinforcement quantity table. The option will include the concrete column detail drawings display column reinforcement elevation section reinforcement quantity table. The option will be included concrete wall detail the drawing display wall and reinforcement elevation section reinforcement quantity table can optionally be included. Non-concrete beam detail non-concrete beam beam detail drawings. View the display individual seam details. Non-concrete column details. Non-concrete column detail drawings. View the display individual seal beam details. Prior to creating any of these drawings, you should enter the option member details have a configured to meet your requirements. How do I create a concrete beam detail? Prior to creating your beam detail drawings, you should ensure that both the beam detail content and the beam detail style option have been configured to meet your requirements. Create the beam detail, hover the cursor over the beam of the detail outline when it's highlighted. Right-click with the generated detail drawing for the context menu with the DX export preference dialog box. Choose layer configuration, layer style as required. Specify the drawing scale required with the minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between the independent line of text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter for the name directly, click OK. How do I create a concrete column detail? Creating your column detail, you ensure that both the column detail content and column detail style options have everything configured to meet your requirements. Create the column detail, hover over the cursor over the column detail with the outline when it's highlighted. Right click with the generated detail drawing with the context menu with the DX export preference dialog box. Choose the layer configuration, layer style required. Specify the drawing scale if required, minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between the independent lines of the text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter the name directly. Click OK. How do I create a concrete wall detail? Creating column detail drawings should ensure that both wall detail style options have been configured to meet your requirements. Should create the wall detail, hover with the cursor over the detail when it becomes highlighted. Right click with the select the generated detail drawing with the context menu with the display with the DX export preference dialog box. Choose the layer configuration, layer style as required. Specify the drawing scale of the minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between independent lines of text. Accept the automatic file name, enter for the name directly. Click OK. How do I create the non-concrete beam detail? Creating within your beam of the detail with ensure that the beam detail content, beam detail style with the options have the configured to meet your requirements. Create the beam detail, hover the cursor over the beam detail with the outline with the highlighted. Right click with the generated detail drawing in the context menu with the DX export preference dialog. Choose the layer configuration, layer style. Specify the drawing scale with require minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between independent lines of text. Either accept the automatic file with the enter for the name directly. Click OK. How do I create a concrete column detail? Prior to creating a column detail drawing, you should ensure that the column detail content and column detail style options have the configured to meet your requirements. Create the column detail, hover over the cursor column with the detail with the outline becomes highlighted. Right click with the generated detail drawing with the context menu. Display the DX export preference dialog. Choose layer configuration, layer style. Specify the drawing scale with the if required minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between independent lines of text. Either accept the automatic file name, enter for the name of the directly, and click OK. Slab mats. The following drawing variants of the falls into the category slab mat layout. Slab mat detail with the drawing with the convey the slab panel with the reinforcement patch reinforcement requirements which make the form of either loose or bars or mesh. Drawings include quantity table of reinforcement display with the detailing allowance added with the option provided with the showing of the punching check with the reinforcement detail side with the main layout. Punching check detail with the check with the detailed drawing show with the individual punching check detail and play an option show with the reinforcement quantity tables. How to create a punching check detail drawing? When to create the punching check detail drawing, hover over the cursor punching check with the detail with the outline becomes highlighted. Right click with the generated detail drawing context menu DX export preference dialog. Choose layer configuration, layer style required. So for the drawings guide, if required, minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between the independent lines of text. Except with the automatic file name, enter for the name directly. Click OK. How to create a slab mat layout drawing 2D scene with the view to display slab mats to include with the drawing draw the slab mat mating. Detailing the above the button is only available the current view with a 2D view. If the button is grayed out, check with that you're not in structure view or in a 2D scene view and display in 3D. If the DX export preference dialog box is displayed, choose the layer configuration, layer style required. Change the drawing specify the drawing spaghetti scale. If required, minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between independent lines of text. Either accept the automatic file and enter the name directly. Click OK. Foundations. Foundation drawing variants fall into the category isolated foundation details show the individual foundation detail plane option, detailed cross-section reinforcement quantity table, the foundation layout drawing show the plane layout. Also the isolated foundation options to show isolated foundation details reinforcement quantity table, the isolation foundation schedule pile location table. How do I create a base pile detail drawing? Prior to creating the base detail drawing, ensure that both isolation foundation detail content and isolation foundation detail style options have the configured to meet your requirements. Create the base and pile cap. The detail hover the cursor of the base pile cap. The detail of the outline becomes highlighted. Right click to click with the generated detail drawing context menu. The display with the export preference dialog. Choose layer configuration, layer style. Provide the drawing scale. Modify the minimum text box and adjust the distance between the independent lines of text. Except for the automate file with the enter the name directly. Click OK. How do I create a foundation layout drawing? Open the 2D scene view. The display with the pile's base pile cap included with the drawing. Draw with the click draw with the foundation layout. Over the above button is only available the current view of the display with the 2D button with the grayed out with the click with the non-structure view and the 2D scene view of the display in 3D. The export panel preference dialog with display. Choose layer configuration, layer style with jagged drawing scale with required minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between independent lines of text. Except for the automatic file name, enter for the name directly. Click OK. Drawing management. Although individual man drawing with the creative with when required with them often more efficient to create with a batch of drawing single operations become almost essential with the requirement with the working large model with the drawing management command facilities of the process online. You select with the drawing variant either manually add the drawing sheet with the generates here with the drawing sheet with select the frame level of members of the drawings to be created, arrange for the drawings on the drawing sheet with linear or grid arrangement for load dependent of the grade drawing variant. Select the load case combination group the drawing revisions, view the revision history, reset bar marks and concrete details in order to remove the absence of the bar mark numbering. How to add a new drawing, specify the content for all drawing variants is done manually. Click draw drawing management, select drawing variant, click add, enter the name of the new drawing sheet, click content, choose the list of only those items placed on the drawing picture over the unsigned only and else pick show all the drag items include left plane to the right plane into the right pane over the drawing content dialog. Click OK. For concrete beam column detail variation drawings can also be generated quickly. Automatically click drawing management, select either concrete beam, detail, concrete column, detailed drawing variant is required. Click generate. Drawings are created with the content automatically generated. One drawing will contain the typical beam with the columns. Additional drawings also created with the contain with the ungrouped beams and columns. If necessary, you can click the available drawings in order to rename them. How to specify the layout? Specify the drawing in the name of the available drawing list. Click layout. Choose the direction arrangement of the layout is required. Click OK for the loading. Independent of the drawing variants, how do I specify the loading? So for the drawing name of the available drawing list, click on the load, choose the load case is in combinations required, click OK. How do I view a drawing? Select the drawing name of the available drawing list, click the view drawing with the export preference, choose the drawing type and style with the specify the drawing scale with if required minimum text box spacing in order to adjust the distance between the independent lines of text, click OK. How do I consolidate with the bar marks on the concrete detail marking? Each bar geometry have then view the model with the associated mark with the information not automatically the means for the model with the design. Some of the bars fall out of the use of the bark mark assignment is still retained constantly. There is a potential gap of the bar marks. The bar marks starting with a high number to avoid the reset all marks button is provided. It is emphasized for the consolidation feature for the U that the phase 1 during initial design development you would want to continually consolidate certain stage things that can't change a lot of the bar marks with climbing quickly, leaving lots of gap. Nothing is being used, no problem consolidated. Phase 2 with later stages, once information starts to be issue shared with the others, it becomes increasingly preferably not to consolidate the bar marks on all drawing sheets. Click draw, go to draw management, select the concrete beam, detail, concrete column, detail drawing variant as required. 3. Reset all marks. How do I apply the revisions to the drawing? To apply revisions, click draw, go to draw management, select drawing, click create revision, enter revision name, enter the revision note, click OK. How to review the revision history of the drawing? To review revision history, click draw drawing manager, select draw, click history, concrete member, schedules, and we'll cut the tape there.